gentlemen, RJ Pepino and myself, Dave Payerchin, coming to you live. It's our very first time using new technology, RE Stream. RJ got this all set up. RJ really keeps us on the cutting edge when it comes to new things. That's certainly his role in this partnership, because I've never even heard of this particular streaming service. But we're very excited to be able to hopefully reach more people, add as much value as we possibly can. Lots going on in the real estate space within our real estate business. And we are here to transparently and authentically add value and share as much of what is really going on. Not every month is great. You know, we had a rough month in March. RJ, how you feeling today? And what can you share with us on what's going on in the real estate business?
Yeah, so when you have a strong February and your whole team is focusing on those small little deals, it takes focus off the next month. And a lot of the deals that actually were supposed to close in February, we spent so much time on, and we lost a little bit of focus. We're back on the right track, though, about getting it. Every day there needs to be a contract, and every week there's got to be some sort of a closing, especially in the flipping wholesaling business. This business ebbs and flows. We're not, I would say not that many people. Yeah, like not a lot of businesses are immune to this. Like, for example, we lost a rep, and so then it applies pressure on your business. We're still trying to manage other people in the business, and then you got managers having to be reps, and it ebbs and flows sometimes when you're dealing with people. And this time around we fell short in March. But now in April, a lot of our adjustments, we're seeing it coming into fruition, and we're gonna hit our goals and go above and beyond. Every day, a contract needs to be made in acquisitions. If you can get 2 or 3, amazing. And you just have to know your one important metric is your lead to contract, but then your overall sales cycle. So when you get in contract, marketing to when you get it in contract, from when you get it in contract over to Dispo, and Dispo finds the buyer, and then from buyer to close. So you need to know that number. Our number is 29 days. So if we don't get a contract today and start working on Dispo, then there's nothing happening in May 10th, right? Got to know
Real
those
quick, RJ, not to backtrack, I'm not seeing this streaming live in the resources group, but I'm not quite sure. Maybe somebody who's watching can put it in the comments of where you're seeing this. I'm not seeing it even on your personal Facebook. And again, this is new, a new platform for us. And I want to get back into what you're talking about. What RJ is mentioning is what we track is lead to contract. So we're paying close attention to, like, all right, how many leads did we get? And then out of those leads, how many of those turned into contracts? And then how many of those contracts actually closed, and how long is that taking? When RJ says dispo, so when dispo is short for dispositions, or to dispose of the property, to sell the property, right? So he's just saying 29 days. We'll write a contract with a seller, and for us to sell this property, it's averaging 29 days. And we got Facebook users. What I'm seeing here, this was just a pop-up indicator from Facebook. That's interesting. So if you're watching this, let us know where you're seeing it, and we're just grateful to be here.
Yeah, we're trying Restream. This is our first time using it going live, so all I know is it's going live. I actually clicked on the link, and it is on Facebook on my end. Maybe you can't
cool.
Invited guests, but it's there. Yeah, so if you guys are seeing this live and see it anywhere in the comments, just put in where you're seeing it, because we're supposed to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. But anyways, let's go back to the conversation. So this month we are anticipated to close 150, but we still have the rest of the month to hang on a second to add more revenue to the table. So a lot of the properties that we have currently in our dispo pipeline, we're getting really close to having them close in another 14 days. So I'm anticipating that we can go above 200. So
that's excellent. And here's the thing: something you had mentioned, which is very important, is getting contracts every single day. So today's the 10th. Yesterday was the 9th. And per our sales meeting yesterday as a company, we are batting 1,000 right now. We've gotten a contract every single day this month. Let's see if it continues today. It better continue today because we got a pipeline to fill. If it's taking us 29 days to monetize one of these contracts, and if we're not writing contracts today, what's going to happen 29 days from now? We're going to be scratching our heads and wondering how we're going to, pay for the systems, pay for the marketing, and pay for the team, right? So it is a pipeline business. We need to be, our actions and efforts today will be compensated for in 29 days. This is what RJ is talking about with a pipeline business. So we're talking about our flipping business today. We got 150 or so on the books. RJ is hopeful and optimistic, as I am, that will be over 200 by the end of the month. How are we doing this? What is this all about? So this is what we're talking about here today is our flipping business. And I actually, kind of chimed in on our end and was like, this is what we should talk about today. So I'm going to kind of lay down the premise of what I was thinking and what insights that I'm kind of, wanting to share. And then I'm interested in getting RJ's feedback. So here's the deal, everybody. This whole business comes down to three things: lead generation. And that's leads. That's actually people who are wanting to sell their house. What is a lead? A qualified lead is anybody who's got a property that they are interested in getting an offer on. That's a lead. We need to generate these leads. Next is lead conversion, meaning when we get a seller on the hook, on the phone, they want to sell, well, we need to convert them into a contract, right? So now it's like we generated the lead. Now we need to talk to this lead and convert them into an actual agreement to buy and sell, purchase agreement. Right. And then the third part of this is what RJ was talking about is dispositions or sales. So it's not enough to just generate the leads and then convert the leads into a contract because you can't deposit contracts into your bank account. You need to monetize these contracts. And this comes from the dispositions department. We have a very robust dispositions department. And if I may plug, people who work with us on our coaching, they get access to actually JV with us, where they could actually go out there, get a contract, and we will help them dispose of this contract and monetize this contract and sell this deal to actually put money in the bank. That kind of comes with the coaching, just so you guys know. But what do we got to do here? So when we're generating leads, if we're too specific in our lead generation efforts, meaning I only want this zip code, I only want 3 and 4 bedroom properties with a minimum 1-car garage, minimum 1,000 square feet in this one zip code. Well, your marketing efforts, it's so specific that you're maybe going to get a handful, maybe you have 5 or less leads per month. That's not enough to really, if you have bills to pay and you got to pay yourself and you got to keep food on the table, you can't be too specific in your marketing and your lead generation efforts, or the lead flow is just going to be so small because you're too specific. You're too much of a sniper. So we're more of a shotgun approach when it comes to the lead generation efforts. And we are targeting all over the entire state of Ohio. Now, when it comes to our buy and hold portfolio, and when it comes to stuff that we're actually interested in buying and keeping, we're not interested in, you know, buying and holding rental properties all over the state of Ohio. No, we want to be a sniper when it comes to building our long-term portfolio. But what we want to do is generate a ton of leads. So we need to go, kind of spread out a little bit with our geography for the lead generation. But then we must know how to convert these leads and flip deals and monetize leads. Monetize everything that comes across our desk. That's what RJ always says. We need to be able to make money off everything that comes across the desk. RJ, we might be getting a slight echo on your end, just so you know.
Oh, I don't hear anything on my
Okay.
end.
We're just getting feedback from Austin. Welcome, Austin. So, with that being said, what we do is we have a robust geographical marketing campaign, and we're doing this online. So we get leads from all over the place. We're not interested in buying and keeping a lot of these markets because we don't have boots on the ground. So we must be able to convert these leads. And this is what I was talking to RJ about. You can't just get in your car and go and meet all these sellers. We're talking about 200 miles away. We're getting leads. So we must know how to convert these leads over the phone and then monetize these leads and sell these deals without actually being in the market. We must be able to monetize leads, generate leads and monetize leads virtually from behind our computer for a robust flipping business. And then we can cherry pick the ones that do fit in that ideal zip code that we're wanting to buy and hold in. But again, those leads are few and far between. This keeps us moving. This way we can monetize everything that does not fit our ideal buy box for the long-term buy and hold assets. We're flipping everything else, but we must know how to do this virtually if we're going to be successful. RJ, feedback.
Hopefully
RJ's frozen.
echo,
There you go.
hopefully that echo is not there, but a couple of things. So what Dave mentioned was that you want to be super sniper and laser like focused on the stuff that you're going to keep. So it comes down to time, money, and resources when you are making decisions. And so if you're going to be buying and holding, you want to go where you have solid property management, construction management. So if you're going to be buying and holding, and you got to know the market and know the basically the what your rent demographic is going to be there. And once you have your property manager in place, which your property manager will probably have construction crews to help you buy and hold, right? Just know that you're paying a premium, but as long as the numbers make sense and you have a solid manager, then you can make all this work. Now, when you have a flipping business and that you're doing the strategies that we do, which is as long as the price is right, and we're getting properties at good enough discounts, then you can sell it. Obviously there's ones that you can't sell because it's always a price thing. The house needs too much work, so people are going to expect it to be, very, very cheap. And if you can't have a spread there, then you're just never going to sell that property. It's always a price thing, in my opinion. You want to have a sniper approach when it comes to like, I want this product. This is a 3-2 brick ranch, and in these markets, and I'm going to keep them in the portfolio. And these are my numbers that it's going to make sense for, my investment needs basically at this point. You need to know that. So once you know that, then you still have your marketing for your flips. We're doing it stateside along some other states that have bigger deal spreads. But at that point, you can have your marketing more shotgun. So I just want to make sure that you guys understood that, because there's times when we're saying, well, when we tell our students like, hey, you got to have like more of a sniper approach when it comes to marketing. So specifically, it's when you want to go buy and hold, right? When you're doing the flipping business that we're doing, which is we're basically wholesaling and doing novations, then yes, you want to, with the strategies that we have, you can have a shotgun approach to marketing. The next thing I want to also touch on is like, you have to have a sales process, because when you're doing this at scale and you have another, acquisitions member, like if you're one man show and you're trying to hire this out, well, you need to have some sort of a sales process, and we do. It's not like super elaborate. It's very simple. We have a sales process that our reps, a sales process and a script that they follow. Keep that in mind. They're not so robotic, but because real estate is definitely situational. You got to make sure that you're listening to your motivated seller, but it helps them. It's going to help you scale. When you don't have a process, you're not going to scale. And and you don't know how to like hold them accountable, because if you don't have a process and then you specifically have a situation where you're trying to coach somebody but you have no process, so you're just like a hamster wheel. You're insane at that point. You don't know what to coach. It's going to lead to a lot of frustration. So there is a process. We have one. Our reps know the process, and that's going to allow you to get contracts over the phone and allow you to hire somebody to start getting contracts over the phone for you. So anyways, Dave, I think you were onto something about like the whole strategy of getting these contracts over the phone, because that's what we do. A majority of them are all over, like they're all over the phone. It's every now and then we'll go in person to meet somebody, but it's got to be a good deal, because a rehab's always going to be a rehab. Like we know that properties are going to be anywhere from 45 to 55 anymore, from a rehab. And then you can do a square footage based on the picture. You got people like Notable Notaries, by the way. If you don't know who they are, reach out to Dave and I, and we can give you the connect there. But they can go out and do the inspection for you, take pictures, change locks.
And here's the thing. Something that you said there, like in the way to do this virtually. So yes, you must be able to convert these leads over the phone, because the leads are coming in hundreds of miles away from you, right? But also, when we talk about our flipping business, we're not talking about HGTV, buy a house and then fix it up and then put a sign in the yard and sell it. No, what RJ said, the key to this whole thing is we are wholesaling and doing novations on these converted leads that are out of town for us, because we don't want to have to raise private money, get a loan, and do all that stuff. I mean, it's just not practical, right? What's making this all work is the fact that we have systems in place to be able to wholesale these deals and do novations on these deals. So we never have to take title. We don't have to get a loan, and we don't have to do fix up or construction. Sometimes on the novation deals, you got to do a little fix up and construction, but we're not talking about major HGTV renovations here. So what's allowing this to happen, what's allowing us to do this, is that exit strategy, those exit strategies. And that's how this works, everybody. So what we're doing is we're, robust marketing systems, marketing to a large geographical area, cherry picking the ones that we want to buy and hold. And those are going to be in the geography that we want to buy and hold in. What determines that geography? Where we have boots on the ground. We want to buy and hold close to home, because we are most familiar with those markets and we have the most team boots on the ground to be able to sustain these rental properties. But since we're marketing to such a vast geographical area, everything else we want to be able to monetize. And the way we're able to do that is converting these over the phone, and then being able to wholesale or do a novation on these, so we can actually monetize these without having to take title or do a lot of construction. That's the business. That's what's going on. That's the word.
Yeah. So so this month we have a lot of the closings that we have are all in Ohio, and we are working on some of these. We just launched some markets and we
RJ, you are frozen, man. Not sure if you could hear me, RJ, but you're frozen. Everybody, if you can still hear me, we might be experiencing some technical difficulties. I still see myself. And that's what happens sometimes. Now RJ's completely gone. But everybody, let us know. Perfect. Let us know what questions you have. I mean, we're literally giving you the entire overview of how to be successful in real estate right now. This is what it is. And every time I do a quote or like a post where I'm like, what are you more interested in? Flips or buy and hold properties? Some people say flips, some people say buy and hold. I'm telling you, this is a business of two businesses. You have to consistently be flipping properties to keep your income coming in, because the buy and hold business is a get rich slow and painful business. Right? I mean, you're lucky to get a couple $100 a month cash flow, and that's got to be tucked away for reserves. I mean, you cannot be full time in this business just accumulating rental properties one at a time. You have to keep income coming in as you're building your rental portfolio. And then when you have enough long-term investments in place, then you could consider, kind of just living off that, but it's not going to happen overnight. It is a slow roll when it comes to the buy and hold business, but it's worth it because you could have leverage, right? You can get good financing. You don't have to use your own money to accumulate these assets. And then essentially, you have the tenant pay the loan off for you. This is what's going on. This is how you get rich. You own assets, and you don't use your own money to buy the assets, and somebody else pays off the money that you used to buy the assets. It's really cut and dry. It's really simple. But what I'm saying is, don't expect a ton of positive cash flow from these rental properties. It really doesn't even start to make sense from an income standpoint, like monthly revenue coming in, until you have like 100, depending on your lifestyle, right? If you have a lower lifestyle, maybe you can get by with 20 or 30, but the long-term benefit of owning this real estate is really what you're in it for, right? Long-term, you take advantage of all those loans being paid down by your tenants, your residents. You take advantage of any appreciation. You take advantage of the tax benefits that come from owning real estate. You use those tax benefits against the income of today. So you pay less in taxes today. And then long term, you own these assets and you didn't use your own money for it. RJ, it looks like you're back.
I'm back, guys. Sorry. Restream broke my computer.
So we're just talking about a little bit, the buy and hold play. It's very viable. It is an opportunity to build wealth. Why? Because you're using somebody else's money to accumulate assets, and then you are having somebody else pay back the money that was used to accumulate these assets. But it is a slow roll, and you cannot expect to live off the income off rental properties right off the bat. This is like a long-term play. So where are you going to get money to live off? You got to keep your income coming in. It's either going to come from a job, a small business that you own, or flipping properties until you accumulate enough properties where you can live off that income, but it does take time. So what we teach people how to do is keep the income coming in through wholesaling and novations, because it's the path of least resistance, while you are cherry picking rental properties for your buy and hold long-term portfolio. That's the business.
That is. Let's open it up to some questions. So I see it. We are live. I think Tate's on and some other people are on. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we've gone over? Dave just went over the buy and hold, kind of how to stabilize cash coming in, rentals. I wanted to add, when you have a rental property, you need to have at least minimum anymore, maybe even 10,000 at this point. But you need to have for each property $10,000 in the bank account for each property, each unit, for move outs, for things that go wrong in rental properties, and always have that in the bank account.
Yes.
You just need to be a good steward of your cash flow. And then anything after that, excess after that, it's up to you. If you want to get yourself pay yourself out of the rental, make sure that you have at least that type of savings in there, because rentals are not passive, by the way. It's you get reoccurring income from them, but they are certainly not passive. You still have to put your eyes on your P&L statements, your managers. It's just a different form of work, right? But they certainly are not passive. An investor that invests money into, something and, just sitting around, that's probably as passive, but still, you still want to keep track of your investments. If you're investing in a fund, you still got to be looking at things. There's no such thing as that, by the way.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
Any questions, y'all? This is the time. We're here. And any burning desires, if you have questions about the sales process, if you have questions about novations, rental properties, private money, I'm going to go see what's it looking like on IG, because we are live on IG. Yep, we are live on IG. Let's see if there's any comments. It's hard to. This is new for us, so thank you for the grace today. I'm going to go and pop into Facebook and see if there's any. Nope. We just we did a refinance recently on a property. In today's, I don't know what rate it was. I don't know if you saw that. Was it like 8.2 or something like that, Dave? Do you remember on the HUD?
Interest rate?
The interest rate on Hampton?
Yeah, it's right around there. 8 point something. 8.2-ish sounds right. But if you buy property, so here's the thing with interest rates. First off, when it comes to knowing what's going on, I like to follow stuff too. Did you know this, RJ? The CPI data, the inflation data came out this morning at 8:30 this morning. And the CPI data came in hotter than expected, meaning it's not going down. Inflation's not going down. Why does the Fed raise interest rates? To tame inflation. That's why they've been raising interest rates this whole time for the last several years, right? Last 12, 18 months. But what they're seeing is the rate hikes that they've done is not working. I mean, because the inflation just came in higher than expected. So what that means is they're probably, if they want to really tame inflation, they need to raise rates again, right? So here's the thing, everybody. You can't just sit on the sidelines and wait for hopefully rates come down before I get active in the business. You can't sit around and wait, because chances are it's not going to happen anytime soon. What you need to do is know how to make money regardless of where the rates are at. Know how to make money regardless of what's happening, right? Everybody's been counting on these rates to come down. This is all we've been hearing, RJ, for the last 6-8 months. Everybody, they're going to come down. They ain't coming down. The data just came out today. They cannot lower interest rates when inflation is going up. It doesn't work that way. You can't. It's going to make the problem worse. The problem that they're trying to solve, which is inflation, if you lower the rates, it's like dumping gasoline on the fire. So my point is, Anyone who's been on the sidelines waiting and this and that, that's excuses. I see it. It's the same thing as like when something changes in the economy, you see these people online, they're like, here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm going to get in the game now. No, you're not. If you didn't get in the game, regardless of what's happening, you're not going to do it now. It's all talk. So get started today, regardless of what is going on in the economy. Just know how to make money in any economy. So as the cost of money goes up, which we're experiencing, we need to learn how to get better deals. Our cost of property needs to go down. This is what's going on. If the cost of money is going up, the cost of what you pay for the property needs to come down for these deals to work. That's it. You can't pay the same prices that you paid when the rates were low, right? As the rates go up, your prices need to come down. And if you can't get good deals, then you're not going to be in the game. But this is what we teach people how to do. You've got to learn how to make money in any economy. So it doesn't matter what happens with interest rates if you know how to buy better deals.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to share.
That's the game. Got to have a process. Got to be going after the right motivated sellers. They're out there. You just haven't talked to them yet, but
somebody said completely agree. Hey, thank you. I got a fan there. What's up, baby? I don't know. All I see is Facebook user. So thank you, Facebook user. Hey, this is just the reality of it. We are two guys who are in the streets, in the game every single day. We appreciate the following. We appreciate, hopefully we could add some value. We're here to answer questions. We're here every single Wednesday. We got your back. I mean, our community is very successful. If you want to be around this daily communication, videos, everything we're doing, you can get started for $97. Send us a DM. Literally $97, and $97 a month gets you full access to all of our curriculum, all of our paperwork, I just did a recording. RJ could tell you, I just did a recording with a private lender, how we raise money. These are real recordings with sellers, real recordings with lenders. This is the real deal that you can get started for $97. Your phone bill is more than that. So we make it available. And if you wanted to have more proximity to us, that is our launch program, which we could talk to you about that also. But everybody, you can get into that for a couple $1,000. And it's worth it. It's an investment. So, RJ, any final thoughts, burning desires to bring?
Yeah, here's let me just touch on that. You touched on a little bit of what this 97 a month thing is, and we created this so that we can grow the community and really see, kind of like help you guys where you're at. Some people are already further along in their real estate business. Some people haven't started yet. We all know everyone's kind of up and down in their income right now. So we put this in there. It's 97 a month, but here's what you get. You get weekly calls with myself and Dave and potentially someone on the team, on our team, which if you guys haven't met him yet at the live events, Casey is part of our, leads to charge in sales. You're also going to get like exclusive workshop content that we recorded. We've done workshops in the past. All of them have a ton of amazing content on the 4 pillars of real estate, was what I'm calling it. You've got, acquisitions, dispositions, construction and property management, and then you have the finance piece, right? So all of those things we cover. And then there's things like paperwork. They've said paperwork. What kind of paperwork? Well, there's paperwork with contracts, all the independent contractor agreements that you're going to need when you're doing construction, trackers that we use. So there's the way that we know our numbers is because we track our key performance indicators. It's, people call them KPIs, but they're really the things that you need in your business. So you get that too. Plus you get the calculators. We've got a deal calculator. We've got, a rehab bid sheet. So there's a ton of stuff. And then if you want to get into there's other benefits of this. You'll get access to being able to get our CRM, our data, who sets up our LLCs for all of that, lenders. So this is a no-brainer. And we're not gonna it's just we want to keep this community strong and growing, but potentially it's going to get to the point where we're probably going to have to shut it down and just keep whoever we have in the community so that everyone gets the attention that they need. So if you're interested in that, DM us, send us a message. You guys are in the group. We follow us on socials. Some of you may have our phone number. Send us a message and let's get you in there. Tap in or get left behind. Or just show up to these live streams, ask good questions. Do that too. Use us as a resource. We're in the game. This is what we're doing with not a lot of overhead. So ask questions. If anybody has any other questions about that program, let us know. If you haven't downloaded the book, we created a guide to wholesaling. It's got some really good nuggets in there. The whole book's amazing. And shout out to our team. Austin was part of that, who helped us create this book. So go grab the book at, I guess, how do I plug the website on here? Maybe here we go. www.creamfreebook.com. If you haven't gotten it yet, go get it. And if you guys don't have any questions, and you're seeing this live, maybe in the later in the day today, and you have some questions, just comment on the live, tag me or Dave, and we'll get to your questions.
It's been a pleasure. We will be back next Wednesday, but we'll be coming out with a lot of stuff in between then. Until then, take care of yourself and take care of each other. We'll see you on the next one.